to visit Bohemia, you shall see, as I have said, a great difference betwixt our Bohemia and your Sicilia.
I think this coming summer, the King of Sicilia means to pay Bohemia the visitation which he justly owes him.
Wherein our entertainment shall shame us. We will be justified in our loves.
Forsooth.
For indeed, we will give you sleepy drinks, that your senses, unintelligent of our insufficience, may, though they cannot praise us, as little accuse us.
You pay a great deal too dear for what's given freely.
Believe me, I speak as my understanding instructs me, and as mine honesty puts it to utterance.
Sicilia cannot show himself overkind to Bohemia. They were trained together in their childhoods, and there rooted betwixt them then such an affection, which cannot choose but branch now. Since their more mature dignities and royal necessities made separation of their societies, their encounters, though not personal, have been royally eternal, with interchange of gifts, letters, loving embassies, that they have seemed to be together, though absent, and embrace, as it were, from ends of opposed ways. The heavens continue their loves.
I think there is naught in the world neither malice nor matter to alter it. You have an unspeakable comfort of your young Prince Mamilius. It is a gentleman of the greatest promise.
I very well agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child, one that indeed physics a subject, makes old hearts fresh. They that went on crutches ere he was born, desire yet their life to see him a man.
Would they else be content to die?
Yes, if there were no other excuse why they should desire to live.
If the king had no son, they would desire to live on crutches, till he had one.
9 changes of the watery star hath been the shepherd's note, since we have left our throne. Without a burthen, time is long again, should give up my brother with our thanks. And therefore I multiply, with one we thank you, many thousands more that go before it. Oh, stay your thanks a while, and pay them when you part. Sir, that is tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears of what may chance or breed upon our absence. Besides, I have stayed to tire your royalty. Oh, you're a tougher brother than you can put us to it. No longer stay. 1/7 night longer. Very sooth, tomorrow. We'll pass the time's dream then, and in that, I'll no gainsay. Press me not, beseech you so. There is no tongue that moves. None I the world, so soon as yours could win me. So it should now were there necessity in your request, although 'twere needful I denied it. My fares do even drag me homeward, wherein your love my stay. To you a charge and trouble to save both. Farewell, our brother. What, tongue-tied, our queen? Speak you.
I had thought, sir, to have held my peace, until you had drawn oaths from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him you are sure all in Bohemia is well. This satisfaction the bygone days proclaimed. Say this to him, he's beat from his best ward.
I'll send Hermione.
To tell he longs to see his son, we're strong. But let him say so and let him go. But let him swear so and he shall not stay. If of your loyal peasants I'll adventure to borrow for thee. When out to Bohemia you take my lord.
I'll give him my permission to let him there a month. You will stay?
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not, verily.
Verily. You put me off from limber vows. But I, though you would seek to unscrew the stars with oaths, should yet say, Sir, no going. Verily, you shall not go. A lady's verily is as potent as a lord's. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you like a prisoner and not like a guest, so you shall pay for fees when you depart, and save your thanks. How say you, my prisoner or my guest? By your dread, verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest, then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which, for me, is less easy to commit than you to punish.
Not your jailer, then, but your kind hostess. Come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks and yours when you were boys. You were pretty lordings then.
We were, fair queen, two lads that thought there was no more behind, but such a day tomorrow is today. And to be boy eternal.
Was not my lord the verier wag of the two?
We were as twin lambs that did frisk in the sun, and bleached and one at the other. What we changed was innocence for innocence. We knew not the doctrine of ill-doing, nor dreamed that any did. Had we pursued that life, and our weak spirits, ne'er been higher reared with stronger blood, we should have answered heaven, boldly not guilty, the imposition clear, hereditary ours.
By this we gather you have tricked since.
Oh, my most sacred lady! Temptations have since then been born to us, for in those unfledged days was my wife a girl. Your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot, of this make no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I are devils. Yet go on. The offences you have made us do will answer. If you first sinned with us, and that with us you did continue fault, and that you sinned not with any but with us.
Ah, is he one yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
Ah, at my request, he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose.
Never?
Never, but once.
What? Have I twice said well? When was it before? I prithee tell me. One good deed dying tongueless slaughters 1,000, waiting upon that. Our praises are our wages. You may ride with one soft kiss 1,000 furlongs, and a spur we eat an acre. But to the goal, my last good deed was to entreat his stay. What was my first? It has an elder sister, or I mistake you. Oh, would her name were Grace. But once before I spoke to the purpose. When? Nay, let me have it. I long.
Oh, why, that was ere I could make thee open thy white hand, and clap thyself, my love. And then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
'Tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one for ever earned a royal husband. The other for some while a friend.
Too hot. Too hot. To mingle friendships far is mingling bloods. I have tremor course on me. My heart dances. But not for joy. No, not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on and derive a liberty from a hardiness. And it well may become the agent. It may, I grant. But be paddling palms and pinching fingers as they are now, and in making practiced smiles as in a looking glass, and then to sigh. Oh, thou's entertained my bosom likes not, nor my brows. Ah, Camillus, art thou my boy?
Aye, my lord.
I thanks. Why, that's my bawcock. What, hast thou smutched thy nose? They say as a copy out of mind, you must be neat, captain. Not neat, but cleanly, captain. And yet the steer, the heifer, and the calf are all called neat. How now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
They say we are almost as like as eggs. Women say so. But they would say anything but were they as false as dice are to be between the one who fixes no bourne twixt his and mine. And yet were it true to say that this boy were like me. Come, look on me with your welcome eyes, sweet Philip.
What means Cecilia?
He seems something unsettled.
How, my lord? What cheer? How is it with you, best brother?
You look as if you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
In good faith, no. How sometimes nature will betrays folly and makes itself a pastime to harder bosoms. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methought did recoil 23 years, and saw myself unbreeched, my green velvet cloak, my dagger of muslin flesh, should bite its master and prove his ornaments off too dangerous. How like methought I was then to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman. My honest friend, will you take eggs from me?
No, my lord, I'll fight.
You will? Why, happy man be his dole. My dear brother, you so fond of your young prince as we do seem to be of ours?
Oh, if at home, sir, he's all my exercise, my mirth, my matter. Now my sworn friend, and then mine enemy, my parasite, my soldier, statesman all. He makes a July's day short as December, and with his varying acts of childness, cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands the squire officed with me. We two will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Remind me how thou lovest us show in our brother's welcome. Let all that is dear in Sicilia be cheap, next to thyself, my young rover. He is a parent to my heart.
If you would seek us, we're yours in the garden. Shall us attend you there?
To your own bents dispose you. You'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I am angling now, though you perceive me not how I give the line. Go to. How she holds up that dam, the bill to him, and harms her with the boldness of a wife. To her allowing husband. Oh, what? Gone already? Inch thick, knee deep by a palm. Go play, boy, play. Thy mother plays, and I play too, but so disgraced a part whose issue will hiss me to my grave. Contempt and clamor will be my knell. Go play, boy. Play. Now, there have been, or I am very much mistook, couples, ere now, and many a man there is, at this moment, while I am speaking this, who holds his wife by the arm and little thinks that she has been sluiced in his absence, and is pond fished by his next neighbor, by Sir Smile his neighbor, is mine up against their will. How now, boy?
I'm with you, they say.
Why, that is some comfort. What, Camilla there?
Aye, my good lord.
Go play the mills, thou art an honest man. Camilla, this great sir will stay longer.
You had much ado to make his anchor hold. When you cast out, it still came home.
Didst note it?
He would not stay at your petitions, made his business more material.
Didst perceive it? They're with me here already, whispering, rounding. How came it, Camilla, that he did stay?
At the good queen's entreaty.
The queen's be it. Good should be pertinent. So it is not. Was this taken by any understanding pate but thine? Lower Mrs. R to this business perchance for blind. Say.
Business, my lord. I think most understand Bohemia stays here longer. Stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy your mistress. Oh, let that be enough. Camillo, I have trusted thee with all the nearest things to my heart, as well as my chamber counsels, wherein thou priest-like have cleansed my bosom, and I from thee thy penitent reformed. But we have been deceived in thy integrity, deceived in which seems so.
Be it forbid, my lord.
Either thou art not honest, or else thou art a coward, which hopes his honesty behind, restraining from course required. Or else thou must be counted a servant grafted into my serious trust, and ne'er a negligent. Or else a fool, who sees the game, played home, and taketh all for jest.
Good my lord, I may be negligent, foolish, and fearful. In every one of these, no man is free. In your affairs, if ever I were willful negligent, it was my folly. If ever industriously I played the fool, it was my negligence. Not playing well the end, if ever fearful to do a thing, I issue doubted, it was a fear, which oft infects the wisest. These, my lord, are such allowed infirmities, which honesty is never free of. But, beseech your grace, be plainer with me. Let me know my trespass by its own visage. If I then deny it, 'tis none of mine.
But have you not seen Camilla? But that's past doubt. You have, or your eyeglasses thicker than a cuckold's horn, or heard, for so apparent rumor cannot be mute, or thought, for cogitation resides not in that man that does not think. My wife is slippery? If thou wilt confess, or else remain prudently negative, say my wife's a hobby horse, deserves a name as rank as any flash wenchurer puts to before a troth plight. Say it and justify it.
I would not be a stander by to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so, without my present vengeance taken. True my heart, you never spoke what did become you less than this, which, to reiterate, were sin as deep as that, though true.
Is whispering nothing? Is leaning cheek on cheek, meeting noses, kissing with inside lip, stopping the career of laughter with a sigh, a note infallible of breaking honesty, sulking corners, horsing foot on foot, wishing clocks more swift, hours, minutes, noon, midnight, in all eyes blind with the pitting web, but there's only that unsee the wicked. Is this nothing? Why, then the world and all that is in it is nothing. The covering sky is nothing. Bohemia is nothing. My wife is nothing. Nor nothing have these nothings if this be nothing.
Good my lord, be cured of this diseased opinion, and betimes, for 'tis most dangerous.
Say it be, 'tis true.
No, no, my lord.
It is. You lie. I say thou lie, Camillo, and I hate thee. Pronounce thee a gross lout, a mindless slave, or else a hovering temporizer, that canst with thine eyes see both good and evil at once, inclining to them both. Oh, were my wife's liver as infected as her life, she would not live the running of one glass.
Who does infect her?
Why, he that wears her like a medal hanging about his neck. Bohemia, whom if I had servants true about me, they might do who should undo more doing. Aye, and even thou, his cupbearer, whom I from uniform have benched and reared to worship, mightst bespice a cup to give mine enemy a lasting wink.
Sir, my lord, I could do this with lingering draught that should not work maliciously like poison. But I cannot believe this crack to be my dread mistress, so sovereignly being honorable. I have loved thee.
Make that thy question, and go rot. Dost thou think I'm so muddy, so unsettled, that I cannot appoint myself to this vexation? Sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, give scandal to the blood of the prince my son, who I do think is mine, and love is mine. Would I do this? Could man so blench?
I must believe you, sir. I do, and will fetch off Bohemia for it, provided that when he's removed, your highness will take again your queen as yours at first, even for your son's sake, and thereby sealing the injury of tongues in courts and kingdoms known and allied to yours.
Thou dost advise me, even as in my own heart have I set down. I'll give no blemish to her honor, none.
My lord, go then, and with a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feast, keep with Bohemia and with your queen. I am his cupbearer. If from me he have wholesome beverage, account me not your servant.
This is all. Do it, and thou hast the one half of my heart. Do it not, thou splittest thine own.
I'll do it, my lord.
And I will seem friendly,
As thou hast advised me.
Oh, miserable lady. But for me, what case did I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes. My grounds to do it is the obedience to a master, one in rebellion with himself. To do this deed, promotion follows. If I could find example of thousands who'd struck anointed kings and flourished after, I'd not do it. Let villainy itself forswear it. I must forsake the court. To do this deed or no is certain to me a breakneck. Heavy star, reign now. Here comes Bohemia.
This is strange. My favor here begins to warp. Good day, Camillo.
Hail, most royal sir.
What's the news in the court?
None. Rare, my lord.
The king hath on him such a countenance as he had lost a province and a region, loved as he loves himself. Even now I met with customary compliment, and he, wafting his eyes to the contrary, and falling a lip of much contempt, speeds from me, and so leaves me to consider what is breeding, that changeth thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
How? Dare not? Do not, do you know and dare not, be intelligent to me, good Camillo. Your changed complexions are to me a mirror, which shows me my change too. For I must be a party in this alteration, finding myself thus altered with it.
There is a sickness which puts some of us in distemper, but I cannot name the disease, and it is caught of you that yet are well.
How? Caught of me? Make me not sighted like a basilisk. I have looked on thousands who have sped the better by my regard, but killed none so. Camillo, is yours certainly a gentleman? There to clerk-like experience. I beseech you, if you know aught, which does behove my knowledge thereof to be informed, imprison it not ignorant concealment.
I may not answer.
A sickness caught of me, and yet I well. I must be answered. Dost thou hear, Camillo? I conjure thee by all the parts of man, which honor does acknowledge, whereof the least is not this suit of mine, that thou declare with incidency what thou guessed of harm is creeping toward me. How far off? How near? Which way to be prevented? If to be, if not, how best to bear it?
Sir, my lord, I will tell you. Since I am charged in honor, and by him that I think honorable, therefore mark my counsel, which must be even as swiftly followed as I mean to utter it, else both yourself and me cry lost. And so good night.
On, good Camillo.
I am appointed him to murder you.
By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He thinks, nay, with all confidence he swears, as if he had seen it or been an instrument, to vice you to it, that you had touched his queen forbiddenly.
Oh, then my best blood turn to an infected jelly, and by name be yoked with his that did betray the best. Turn then my freshest reputation to a savor that may strike the dullest nostril when I arrive and my approach be shunned. Nay, hated too, worse than the greatest infection that e'er was heard or read.
Swear his thought over by each particular star in heaven, by all their influences, and you may as well forbid the sea to obey the moon, as by oath remove or counsel shake the fabric of his folly, whose foundation is piled upon his faith, and will continue the standing of his body.
How should this grow?
I know not, but I am sure 'tis safer to avoid what is grown than question how 'tis born. If therefore you dare trust my honesty that lies enclosed in this trunk, which you shall bear along and pawn, away tonight. Your followers I will whisper to the business, and by twos and threes, at several posterns, clear them of the city. For myself, I place my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honor of my parents I have uttered truth, which, if you seek to prove, I dare not stand by. Nor shall you be safer than one condemned by the king's own mouth, thereon his execution sworn.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. Be pilot to me, and thy places shall still neighbor mine. My ships are ready, and my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. This jealousy is for a precious creature, as she is rare. Must it be great as his person's mighty, but violent? As he does conceive, he is dishonored by a man which ever did profess to him. Why, his revenges must in that be made more bitter. Fear overshades me. Good expedition be my friend, and comfort the gracious queen. Part of his theme, but none of his ill-tained suspicion. Come, Camillo, I will respect thee as a father, if thou bearest my life off hence. Let us avoid.
It is in mine authority to command the keys to all the posters. Please your highness to take the urgent tower. Come, sir, away.